afternoon, coolest coast. It is time for Coffee on the Coast. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Coffee on the Coast. I'm your host today, Tina Prigge, and look who is joining me. It's Betty Schwede from Manitowoc Public Library, along with Lynn Christiansen from Manitowoc Public Library, and we are going to be eyes to the skies today, preparing for a solar eclipse that's coming up. Lynn, can you kick us off with, can you just get us in the mood with some of your ukulele music? I think that would be perfect.
Absolutely. All right, let me get set here. All right. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. If you want to take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off!
Awesome! Oh, that's fantastic. Well, and that is the perfect lead in to the first program that you're here to talk to us about, Eyes on the Skies. Now, this is happening tomorrow, Thursday, March 14th, 6:30 p.m. Eyes on the Skies. Tell us more.
We will have Randy Griffin and Diane Van Minsel coming from the Sheboygan Astronomical Society, and they're going to talk about eclipses and what's happening and how that works, and then they talk about astronomy in general. They are bringing some telescopes, so that'll be cool. You can kind of see how to set it up if you have one and have been fighting with it like I would be. You can get some tips on that. And I'm not sure if we will have our space science kit available for checkout. It's checked out right now. So, but that's also something that is available and will help you with that beginning astronomy.
Okay, you just said so many good things. We have to unpack a little bit here. First of all, I didn't know Sheboygan had an astronomical, is that what you called it, an astronomical society?
Yep. Yeah. Which I believe is open to hobby astronomers. So we will find out more tomorrow from them for sure, Diane and Randy for sure.
Very cool. And then you talked about a space kit that's checked out right now. What is in the space kit? Or what is
there
that?
Is a telescope. It's not a high powered telescope, but there's a telescope, a star chart, and some pretty detailed books, intense books on it. It's one of the 5 science kits that we got a grant for, and we've had a weather program in connection with the weather one. We have a bird watching, human body microscience, and the space as well. So.
And that makes me think we are still fortunate to live in a little corner of the world where at night you can look up and still see some stars, right? Like Orion is bright in the night sky these last few weeks. So cool. Who is this for? Now it sounds like when you're talking star charts and telescopes, I'm not thinking little kids.
No, it's not little kids. It's upper elementary, middle school, high school, and adults too. Definitely adults. So.
Cool. Will they be actually using the telescopes? Like, will you be on the library roof or outside or something?
I don't believe we're outside or able to do star. Maybe they'll take it outside, weather dependent as well too. But they wanted to set them up, so
yeah,
we'll find out.
And how great to be able to learn how to do it oneself and to find out that it might not be as difficult as we imagine. And what a cool experience to be able to lay our eyes on the skies.
On the skies, yes. And then we will have, these are the solar eclipse glasses that we have, that we got a donation of. And we will have those available as well for any attendees for the program tomorrow.
Okay, cool. So so let's just put this up one more time, because that Eyes on the Skies with the astronomers from Sheboygan is Thursday, March 14th. That is tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Is there any kind of registration required?
No, not at all. It will be in Balkansky, BC, which you have to enter through the youth department. So there's something else happening in the other part of the meeting room. Come through the youth department and we'll have the door open.
Okay. Cool. I know that Heartorama's theme this year is about going to space. So I have this feeling that there could be all these cool space costumes out in the community. Can somebody come in their space costume to enjoy this?
That would be super fun. We will be sure to get photos then if you're going to be doing that.
Awesome. So you mentioned an eclipse. You showed us the viewers. That makes me think there's an eclipse coming up. Is there one that's on the schedule?
Oh, yeah. Total solar eclipse on April 8th. It's, midday. We are not in the path of totality, unfortunately. So Miss Lynn will be live streaming from the NASA site so that you can see it from someplace that is better located than we are for the total eclipse.
Yeah, I think I looked at the map, and I'm not sure what time. I haven't verified that yet. What kind of time in this area we'll be able to see it? I know the live stream is going to run between noon and 3 in the Idea Box on Monday, April 8th. I think we're falling somewhere in like the 60 to 70% range
Yeah.
that we can see. So we won't see that full solar eclipse, but we should see a good portion of it, providing the weather cooperates that day.
Oh, yes, the weather. Hey, how long has it been since there's been an eclipse of this type? So I'm thinking for a lot of people, this might be the first one of their young lives.
Well, we had the annular one back in
October.
Was it October?
Yep.
But I didn't get out to see that one, and I'm not sure if weather cooperated that day, if we saw much of it.
I don't think so.
I do know that the next total solar eclipse that we'll be able to see in the United States will not be until August of 2044. So if you get a chance to get out and see this one on April 8th, some of us, that may be our last chance to see one. You know, but it's an exciting phenomenon to happen, and it definitely does not happen all that often.
Yeah, it reminds me, I feel like I saw so many cartoons when I was a kid where they always knew that an eclipse was coming, and they would convince someone to do something because otherwise I'm going to take the sun away, right?
Right.
How did they know? How did they know?
I must have been really good observers.
Yeah, well, they've been tracking the rotation of the Earth and the Moon and around the sun and for a very long time. So they can chart that out. And the annular does happen more often, but the total eclipse going across the U.S. is not all the time. Obviously, for another 20 years yet.
Cool. So I imagine this type of information and more. Tell us what people will experience at the family activity night that's coming up on Tuesday, March 26th, called Eclipse Extravaganza.
So this too is kind of gauged for school age. I mean, little bit younger kids, kindergarten. There are some crafty things we're going to do. We're going to make little cases for our fabulous solar eclipse glasses. We've got a little sundial that you can make. There's a little chalk drawing to simulate the corona that shows around the total eclipse. I've got some space-related games. We also have William D. Rienzo, who is an associate or assistant professor at UWGB. He is going to come in and teach us a little bit about the different kinds of eclipses. I have had some grown-ups ask if they can come, some adults, for family activity night. Absolutely. We'll have the glasses available. You can do as much or as little if you just want to come in and listen to the presentation and pick up your glasses. If you want to do the crafts as a grown-up, you're welcome to do that. I'm always open to kids or kids at heart. So whoever would like to come on the 26th, 6:30, and we will be in Volkansky ABC for that.
Nice. That just reminds me that nobody is too old to play. We can always have fun playing. And we mentioned the glasses. You mentioned the glasses. That's such an important point, viewers. If you're planning on taking in the eclipse, which I hope everyone gets a chance to, make sure you've got the proper eyewear, right?
Absolutely. We will be. So in addition to the two programs, I think on Monday, the 25th, buddy, where we're gonna have some grab and go bags that will have some information, some craft things for the kids, and everything will include safe viewing information. With the path that it's taking, at no point during the eclipse is it safe to view it without your glasses on. If you're in the path of totality, there's a brief time where you can take them off, but where we're going to be at this time around, there is no safe time to view it without your glasses. So I think, Betty, how many pair did we get?
We started out with like 500.
And we gave out a few in fall for the annular eclipse. Yeah. We still have a bunch of them left. So if you don't make it for either of the programs, stop in and get one of those grab and go bags, and we can get you set up with those glasses so you can view the eclipse safely.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing that they're available even if a person can't attend the program. I love that.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And again, if you don't want to, if the weather is bad and we can't see it outside, in the idea box on Monday the 8th from noon until 3, just a drop-in thing, NASA is running a live stream of the event, and we will put that on the big TV, and you can just drop in and watch it if you'd like on the big TV.
That's perfect. And for that, no glasses are needed.
Correct. That is, yes, that is safe viewing. And for people to know too, because I did a little research about this, I didn't know myself, even if you have the glasses on and you like try to take it like images or video with your phone or your camera, unless you have a solar safe filter, you'll fry your camera or you'll fry your phone camera. So do not try to, even if you've got the glasses, I don't know if you could like safely use a pair of glasses to filter your phone or your camera. I'm not an expert on that, so don't take my advice, but I know you do need special filters to even use your electronic equipment to view the eclipse.
Right. There's a lot of welding experts here in our community. So I know that we understand the importance of not looking at that weld arc, right? The sun is the same kind of thing. You have to have the right protection for your eyes. And, I have to say, before we started this, I was grabbing this out of the cupboard and both my husband and son noticed, they're like, oh, is there going to be an eclipse? They're ready to run outside right now. So this is an exciting thing that's happening.
And there's a ton of information online. I've been looking since we've kind of been developing this. There are safe ways. You can build a serial box viewer. You can even take I've seen where you take like a colander and you put your back to the sun and you kind of look through the colander and you can watch the shadow on the ground. So there are a ton. If you cannot get to the library to get glasses, go online. There are plenty of ways to make a safe viewer. It's not going to let you look directly at the sun, but you can still, you have to rely on the shadow as opposed to using the glasses and looking at the sun. But there's a lot of information out there to help you make your own eclipse viewer if you can't get your hands on the glasses.
Very cool. Very cool. And so then you mentioned too that you'll be live streaming in the idea box what the stream that's coming from NASA. And
correct.
Sounds like that's about 3 hours. Is that about
when I looked online, I've booked the idea box from 12 to 3. That's what they said their stream would go. So that is, I'll kind of monitor it. If for some reason it cuts out early or people aren't taking advantage of it, I may cut it down a little early, but it'll definitely start at noon, and the stream does last till 3 o'clock.
And is that about the length of time that an eclipse takes?
That's a really good question. I know somewhere I've made a map because it will start down by Texas and it'll go all the way up. I think it's going to hit the East Coast or some area maybe of the East Coast. So it will take I'm not sure what the hours are that it actually runs. That's a great question. I could look that up and certainly have that ready for our friends who come into our programs. But I know it does go over several hours.
Okay. Very cool. So let's just bring this up one more time, because tomorrow night is Eyes on the Skies, and that's at 6:30 p.m. This is for all ages, but adults, older teens, older elementary students especially. And then there's family activity night. This is perfect for younger family members, and but they said anyone on up is welcome. And this is an eclipse extravaganza, some games, glasses making, other fun stuff, and that's Tuesday, March 26th, 6:30 p.m. at the Manitowoc Public Library. What else do you want people to know about the upcoming fun festivities, solar eclipse?
If you want to learn more, stop in. I'm sure we can dig up some books for you. I'm going to try and put some out for family activity night if you are interested in that. Ms. Betty?
And if you can't get to the programs, make sure you stop and get a grab and go bag before the April 8th. And they'll be available starting the 25th and 26th through April 8th till the eclipse, So
we're talking the skies. I do have to ask one question, especially since you're librarians. Pluto, is it a planet or not?
I mean, it was when I was a child, but they changed the classification. I think Pluto got wronged, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think the science community has said, no, it's not quite a planet.
Interesting. Okay, very cool. Well, do you have another verse of your song that you want to play for
Absolutely.
us? And thank you so much for bringing your ukulele to play us a song. I love it.
All right. Fun, fun. Oops. Let me try that again. Fun, fun, fun. We're going to the sun. Fun, fun, fun. We're going to the sun. If you want to take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Fun, fun, fun. We're going to the sun in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off!
Awesome. And Tim weighed in, by the way, and he said Pluto is a planet in all caps. So emphatically.
I agree
Thank
with
you.
you, Tim.
I do too. Anyway, but I'm not a scientist. So, but all right. Thank you so much, Betty and Lynn, for joining me today on this episode of Coffee on the Coast, telling us about these exciting programs you've got coming up, focusing on the skies at Manitowoc Public Library. Folks, for more information, stop in and visit your friendly librarians or go to manitowoclibrary.org. I'm your host today, Tina Prigge, signing off. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.